Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today Manchester United have finally made their first summer signing. 26-year-old, well 27 when he plays for Manchester United, Brazilian midfielder Ederson from Atalanta. And if I'm being honest, I don't know anything about him apart from that he's left-footed, which is good because we need a different profile player. I think this summer is going to be very interesting to see what kind of midfielders Manchester United buy for their rebuild in the midfield. Obviously with Casemiro leaving and Ugarte, I think will be going as well. And Ederson, I think, is a decent start. The fee is reported to be 35 plus about 4.5, so basically £40 million. I think it's a we'll see sort of transfer. I believe he is coming in to be Ugarte's replacement when Ugarte's eventually gone. Is he better than Ugarte? Probably, but like I said, I haven't seen much of him. I'm a bit worried though about Man United's obsession with buying Brazilian midfielders. You know, we've had Casemiro, we've had Fred. I mean, I'd rather Ederson was more like Casemiro than Fred, if I'm being honest. Shout out to Fred. I actually liked Fred. But yes, Manchester United need to buy 3 midfielders this summer, and if Ederson's the third of the 3 in terms of quality, I've got no problem. If he's the first, we're fucked. If he's the second, I think we're in trouble. But if he's the third, I haven't really got a problem with that. Last season he got 2 goals and 1 assist, but you know, he is sort of a box-to-boxy deep line playmaker midfielder. I guess he doesn't really venture forward too much. He's pretty good at progressing the ball, on the ball. I'm not sure his passing's elite, but I think his ball carrying is pretty good of what I've seen. He's obviously got that physical stature. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2", and like I said, left-footed, so a unique thing Manchester United don't have, or haven't had in a while actually, since Fred, I believe. I don't think Ederson and Kobbie Mainoo as a midfield 2 works. I think they're not similar players, but as a balance, I just don't think it works. And obviously, it's a hard transition coming from the Serie A to the Premier League. The football's a lot quicker in England, of course. You're not afforded as much time on the ball. And, you know, I don't really remember, apart from maybe Tonali, the last midfielder that came from Italy that has really shone in the Premier League. Like, there's not a lot. But look, I've seen a lot of negativity online about this deal. I'm not going to be negative. I think United have to have a big summer, and for that to happen, we need to move quickly in the transfer window, and we have done that so far. And it seems like straight away we're going for our second target, which I believe is probably Matheus Fernandes at West Ham. See, that's a player that would get me excited. That would get me like, oh, that's a good player. Ederson, like I said, I don't know a lot about, so it is kind of a wait and see. He could be the next Fred, or he could be our next Ander Herrera, sort of like, fan favourite. We'll see what happens. As for the other signings in the midfield, like I said, I would like us to buy Matheus Fernandes from West Ham, and then I'd like us to go and get Sandro Tonali from Newcastle. I think them two on top of Ederson, then I'd be like, you know what, I have no problem with this deal. But we'll see what happens, because United are famously all over the place when it comes to the transfer window. And obviously Ineos have only had one proper transfer window last summer, and it was a decent one. So maybe this year we might get another decent one, and they can up their track record a bit, because let's be honest, it's pretty dire. Ederson, of course, is obviously not going to the World Cup either. I think he's only had 1 main cap for Brazil, and he's going to be 27 when he plays for Manchester United. Is that a red flag? Yes, it is a red flag. I think, well, we've seen Brazil pick some weird players. They didn't pick João Pedro, and that was a bit strange. And with Casemiro coming towards retirement, maybe Ederson is that automatic replacement for Casemiro, in the World Cup squad. But we don't know that for certain. I kind of get the vibe he's an experienced player who's not that experienced. But it's good that he's played Champions League football, don't get me wrong. And Atalanta play a system which is quite free-flowing for Italian football. But I don't know. I do love the transfer window, and I will be keeping people updated on what goes down Man United wise in the transfer window. So when we sign players, I'll make videos like this. And this summer I want to be making 5 or 6 or 7 videos like this, because we need to bring in a lot of players. We're back in the Champions League. Our squad is pretty thin as it is, so we need to expand and buy some players. Anyways, it's just a quick video. I want to just give my instant reaction to this Ederson signing, and like I said, I think it's one that could go either way. And I hope he's good. I really do. Please. Also, before the end of the video, do you like my new badge, guys? My new logo for YouTube. I'll put it here. Thoughts? I think it's a lot better than it was. It's really mad because the last one was shit. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Take care and peace.